Welcome to the channel. This is Coach Charles on the Soccer Benchmark. We had a game to forget against Brighton because these fellas they came to Old Trafford knowing that they're gonna get the 3 points. And I remember in my preview where I mentioned that playing against Brighton is not the easiest thing to do in this league because this is a team that really knows how to manipulate the ball. They know how to build from the back. From Van Bruggen to the defenders to the midfield, and then the attack just comes alive. Because you'll see Welbeck will drop deep to pick the ball, pulling with him a few of our defenders, the same to their other striker. They will basically try and create the imbalance in Manchester United. But also we had a team that didn't really turn up because the team's energy, the strength, you could not see where we were heading with that game. So it was not a game that we can even talk about for long because it was just dismal. We did not do our part as Manchester United. The team did not turn up. But hey, that is football. Water under the bridge. Now United are preparing for Rangers in the Europa League at Old Trafford. So they have a number of things that we'll discuss that we saw. 5 things basically that didn't go right, or 5 things that we saw in that game that I think are worth talking about. Now, this is Coach Charles on the Soccer Benchmark. If you've not subscribed, this is a moment that I ask you to consider subscribing. Let's build this channel one day at a time. Now, number 1. The thing that we learned in this game is that Old Trafford is no longer scary for opponents or to opponents. They no longer fear Old Trafford. In fact, when they come to Old Trafford, they know they are gonna get something out of it. Because if you look at the United of Old Trafford was always a fortress. When you get there, the fans, the players, the caliber of players that we've had over the years, before Ferguson left, that was a team that ensured that players or opponents were already beaten before they even kicked the ball. But that is not what is happening currently at Manchester United and Old Trafford. Because even the coach came out and said, this is probably the worst Manchester United team in a while. That is such a big verdict from a coach that has just come in. When you're looking for positivity, we are looking for forward movement, we are looking for progress. A coach says that it just tells you that Old Trafford is no longer scary because you remember Bournemouth came and took the 3 points. I think teams have come to Old Trafford this season and walked away with 3 points without even cutting a sweat. If you look at the Brighton game, Brighton did not even get out of the first gear. These guys were comfortable. They were, they just played over us. One ball over the defense and it's a goal. Another one just across and it's a goal. And then Onana gifts them their third one. So Old Trafford is no longer scary to opponents, and that is something that needs to change if Manchester United are to be any team that should be considered better. Number 2, players not giving their all. This is a game that players did not give their all. And in my next video, which is basically the ratings of these players in this game against Brighton, you will see what some of these players are getting out of 10, because it was a game that players did not show up. Mazrui was poor, Onana was poor, defense was weak, midfield, Ugarte and Mainoo were nowhere to be seen. The left-sided part of our defense, nowhere, non-existent basically. And attack, nothing is happening. And you'll see the energy from these players. It was not there. When you keep on substituting your best midfield of Ugarte and Mainoo, it tells you that there's something really wrong. And that is something that we've seen in a number of games. These are our best midfielders. These are the midfielders that are considered the future of Manchester United. But they cannot go beyond 60 minutes. Where is the energy? Where is the application? Where is the intensity? Our attack is weak. So basically, players are not giving their all. If these players were to give their all, like they gave against Liverpool and Arsenal, I don't think we'll be discussing this at this moment. Number 3, Onana prone to costly mistakes. Huh? Every time Onana makes a mistake, it's always a goal. They are always costly mistakes. And this was a very, very good example. United trying to get back into the game, pushing and pushing, but then Onana just gifts them a goal. That is a goal that really killed everyone's morale, from the fans, from the strikers. You'll see how Bruno reacted. You'll see the other players, how they reacted to this, because that was a very simple goal. The keeper will just have picked it up and restarted the play. But he just didn't do that. He was covered in shame. He was ashamed of what happened, And I believe he's a big, big time player who will be able to recover. He will be able to just lift himself up and move on. But we cannot sit here and pretend that he's not costly to the team. He's not giving us exactly what was envisaged. So conversations are going on about a possibility of looking for another keeper. That is the fear that we have, because Onana right now is very costly to the Manchester United body of play. Number four, toothless attack. When you're trying to win a game, you should be able to see the offensive side of the team kicking into play. When these guys scored a goal that was disallowed, that is the moment that I believe that we are going to kick in. We are going to kick in and start playing some really attack-minded football. But that did not happen. We could not see any attacker trying to... In fact, one shot on target, which was basically the penalty. It shows you that our attack is basically non-existent. So who are we blaming here? Is it the midfield? Is it the attack? Is it the manager? There's just so much, that is not going right. And why is it happening at this stage of the game? We are 21 games into the season. The season is almost up, but we are still not anywhere close to a team that can be considered serious. 13th in the league. Ten Hag left us at 13th. We've won against City. We've beaten Arsenal. But we are still 13th. So that tells you there's just nothing is happening, because the attack is basically toothless. Zagzi is trying his best. Ahmad is giving us his best, but still, we are not able to consistently attack or put teams under pressure, and that is a fear for a club like Manchester United. And lastly, number five, non-existent left side of the team, from Diogo Dalot to Euro to Mainoo, to Bruno. Every player that was assigned the left-sided part of the pitch did not do anything of note. And even when Garnacho came on, still the same result. The left-sided part of our pitch is basically non-existent. And teams are not even caring to defend their right side, because they know nothing will happen. Dalot is not able to press forward. Dalot is not able to run at defenders and create dangerous situations, When Bruno joins that side to be able to just create that balance or pick the ball deep from the left side, nothing really happens, Euro didn't do much in this game when it comes to the offensive side of the game. He was comfortable in his position, but still nothing on the offensive side. The left side of our pitch needs to improve. And when you hear that we are looking at players, promising players on the left, it really raises the spirit, because we are not good enough on the left side of the team. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here as Manchester United? Give us some results. Give us something to cheer about. Give us something to look forward to, because this team is average, and average is just an overstatement. Thank you for watching. This is Coach Charles on the Soccer Benchmark. Consider subscribing, share, comment. Do you agree with me on what I saw? And let's keep playing football a better way.